We're going to look at the Lost Ark's most difficult raids and look at the truth behind them.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I've wanted to make this video for quite some time, and with the release of the Western release, I should say, of Lost Ark, I thought there'd be no better time to make this video. There's a lot of conversation, and there has been a lot of conversation surrounding Lost Ark and the difficulty of the game. How hard is the end game
I watched
content?
this video here.
Will it be welcoming to new players that haven't played the game before? We're
this was
jumping straight
ridiculous.
into technically Tier 3. There was that video that my friend Saint made. We recently discussed on that interview that I did with him on my channel.
It was an hour-and-a-half
The
video.
video was titled "How Hard is Endgame Raiding in Lost Ark?" Something along those lines. And many people online reacted to that video. Endgame Raiding in Lost Ark. Something along those lines. And
how does this shit happen to me? How does this shit keep happening? Like how? Like for real? Like what the fuck is this? It's everywhere. It seems like it is.
Many people online reacted to that video.
Yeah, I watched it.
When I talked to Saint about that video, he went out to say that that video was a mistake and that he regrets making the video because it may have scared some players away from the game. And that the waiting mechanics may seem too complex, and it seems like Fisher-Price mechanics. Anyway, many of you know that I've been playing the game for quite some time now, and it's been a game that I've really enjoyed over the past several months now, and with that, I've experienced a lot of the end game content that the game has to offer. I've completed all of the games that are currently available within the progression tier of Russia.
This is like the last boss,
recently moved over to Korea and have begun playing over there. And my
the
experience with the game is always the same in that every time a new raid comes out or every time I go into something, everyone online, or at least the people that would watch me on Twitch, would say, there's no way you'll clear that raid, or good luck in that raid, even though they have never actually done the raid themselves.
Man, I've never experienced that before. I wonder what that's like. Isn't that crazy? Wow.
And with that, it feels like a lot of gatekeeping that goes on. There's this whole idea. When I was doing April, the recent raid, people in my chat were saying, like, wait till Final Fantasy players get a hold of this. Like, there's a lot of people take a lot of pride in knowing that.
Oh my god, dude. Like, it's the thing is, like, I feel like it's the problem is that like a handful of people take it seriously, but I think it's so fucking funny. Like this, that's why I added the bird emote right there. Like, it's for that kind of stupid fucking shit. Like, that's a fucking bird emote right there. Imagine, wait till they get away with this. Oh, you never get a beat. Just like absolutely fucking crazy shit.
That their game is difficult. So today I want to talk about that, how difficult the game really is, and also to give you some insight on some of the end game systems, and will it be confusing or overwhelming to new players. Well, first of all, what I would say is that Lost Ark in a lot of cases is a vanity-based game. There's lots of vanity-based achievements, hell mode difficulty raid.
It's made for me.
A title and a statue, and then you can take it up another notch and decide to earn the Beast Roar title by doing Helton, Hell Mode Vaulton, without having a single player die throughout the entire 2-boss encounter.
That's a lot.
There are other achievements that you can earn now recently where they've been trying to incentivize players to do some of the more difficult raids in terms of hard mode April Shed, where if you complete the raid 5 times on normal, you earn a pet. If you complete it 10 times, you earn a different reward. And then if you do it on hard mode, you earn a different reward, and so on, right? They're offering and incentivizing players to partake in these activities because a lot of players actually don't do them.
Well, yeah, exactly, because the thing is, like, people, this is the same thing that happens, like, with WoW, is that, and April Shed is, like, they changed her name. It starts with, like, a B or something like that in the American version. They listed it just a little bit ago. And, yeah, we'll get these. Like, to me, I like whenever I see a challenge and something is just, like, a massive fucking big dick challenge, and it makes me want to do it. But like, imagine like how many of you guys, this is a really good analogy that I think a lot of us here probably are, like current or former WoW players. How many of you guys have had friends tell you, man, dude, I was gonna get into WoW, but they got 90 levels now? They got 100 levels now? Oh, it's gonna take me forever. Right? And it's like anybody who knows the game knows that's bullshit. They know it's actually the fucking opposite. But they don't, like, an average person doesn't know that. They have no idea. Don't have friends? I mean people online, okay? I'm not talking about people in real life, okay? We're not putting the bar that high. But you see what I'm saying? The monthly cost is gatekeeping? It's both. But what I'm really trying to get at is that there are a lot of people probably, and I think it's the same thing with like Final Fantasy raids, there are a lot of people probably who do not even attempt Ultimates or Savage because they feel like these raids are so hard that they cannot do it. And you know what another great example of this is Dark Souls. Dark Souls, there are so many people, I believe, that if you are a even slightly below average video game enjoyer and you want to beat Dark Souls 1, you can do so easily. But it will take time and it will take work. You absolutely can. But everybody makes it out like this is some kind of gigantic, impossible task. It's not. You just get the sword from the graveyard and fucking one-shot everything. But, like, the thing is, but there's a lot of other ways that you can do it, right? Like, how many weapons, like a Black Knight, Claymore, Black Knight Halberd, especially, Zweihander. We've got, some people say, Great Scythe, Dragon Greatsword, the Dragon Sword from the Everlasting Dragon in the Ash Lake. All of these weapons, think about so many weapons. Yes, use magic, Dark Bead. All of these items just completely, in the eyes of many Dark Souls players, invalidate the game. But people don't see that. They just see the stereotype of Dark Souls being a really, really hard game. And I think that's what happens with Lost Ark too, is that the raids come out, people see how hard they look like, and they don't really think about, well, yeah, but they've been doing this for 3 days, and so they know what they're doing. So I think that's what happens. You see what I'm saying, though? Have one two-handed weapon? Yeah, imagine using that.
And the truth is it's not that the content is too difficult, it's that the content is too difficult to pug.
Yes.
And that's the case.
That's a really good insight.
A lot of
yeah,
games.
true.
If you've ever played World of Warcraft and raiding in that game, a lot of people don't do mythic raiding in World of Warcraft, right? Because they don't have time to join a guild. They don't have time.
Like, isn't it so fucking annoying whenever you're raiding in WoW and you have that one mechanic that you know that the biggest idiot in the raid can mess it up? The biggest, the big Dumbo in the raid is going to do it wrong. Like Star Augur. Oh, I ran into the wrong constellation again. Oh, why I do that? Why? Oh, well, it was a triangle? Oh, man, I thought it was a square. Oh. You know, and like, that's what they do. It's like you get Bodegro in the raid, and you're going to be in the raid for a lot longer than you have to be. And it always sucks whenever there's like that one mechanic that makes it like way fucking harder. I've had to deal with that many times with, what's his name? Denathrius here. It's a great example. Bodegro actually completed it, by the way.
Degen my life away and play for however many hours per day, and I totally get that. Right, you got a job, you got little kiddos,
yeah,
you got whatever's going on, you don't have time to play like you used to, so you end up pugging and playing for a couple of hours per day. And in Lost Ark, it's no different. However, what I would say that's even more beneficial and more forgiving to the casual player that Lost Ark does or has to offer is that in these other games, in order to acquire your full tier set, for example, you may have to complete or finish the entire raid.
Yeah.
And if you want to get your mythic raiding set, your entire tier set, you're going to have to complete or maybe kill the last boss of the raid in order to acquire that helmet, that trinket, that weapon. Well, in the case of Lost Ark, you craft your end game raid sets by collecting mats from these bosses. And every boss in the raid drops those mats. However, it's a cascading effect where
This is how it was in ICC. If you wanted to get your tier 1 set of like your 251 gear, which was like the base eye level of ICC tier set gear, is you were able to just buy everything with badges or emblems or whatever the fuck of Frost, and every boss dropped them. Remember that? That was really cool. And it's like if you did the higher difficulties, then yeah, you'd have to actually like, you know, kill the bosses and everything. But like that low level difficulty to get you in the raid is a good thing. And like, wow, like, I mean, actually I saw today, wow, you remember how like we were memeing about the 9.2 shit and about how it would take you like 37 days or whatever to get flying? As far as I know, like they took all the research time and they literally deleted it. Like they're actually like, wow, had an unironic W today. They removed a stupid, unnecessary time gate from 9.2. That's for alts only? Alright, it's a lowercase w, I guess, because of the... Yeah. Alright.
Maybe the first boss drops 2 horns,
okay,
feathers, chest pieces, whatever, plates, and the second boss drops 4. You can still farm that end game raid set by just doing maybe the first couple of bosses, which is no different than in WoW, right? People
bro,
the first 2 bosses.
I cannot fucking wait to loot a boss and get that legendary Bro, it's gonna feel like remember at the end whenever they first added greater rifts into Diablo 3, like in Reaper of Souls, and you would kill the Rift Guardian and it would just pop all those legendaries down. It would look so good, man. Like, it's actually, like, straight up, like, I talked to you guys about how bad gambling is, but, like, what's really the difference between that and the slot machine? But the thing is that you're paying with time and not money, so fuck it. No, but that's the way it feels, right? I mean, am I wrong?
Of a raid, and that's where the pug ends, because the rest of the bosses are too difficult. And that's why Lost Ark has gone on, at least in Korea, to provide more additional cosmetics to incentivize players to partake in these activities, and it's working.
Smart.
A lot of players are now going back to revisit these raids to try to earn those cosmetics, because everyone knows that for a lot of people, cosmetics really are the true end game, whether it be getting a prestigious title.
I'm glad that Stoopzz has finally moved over to the enlightened side. This is totally true. Everybody knows it. Cosmetics are the true end game for MMOs. The gear itself, it doesn't matter because there's always a level above the gear. It's like even in vanilla WoW, you killed Nax, but like it's the cosmetics are the gear. And also Scatterboard, that was a cosmetic.
Prestigious mount, and so on. Now, one of the things that I do appreciate about the game, and one of the reasons why I like the game, is that although it is forgiving and welcoming to the casual player in that aspect, they do not remove or nerf these harder raids. I mean, obviously they tune them, but I like the fact that the game does offer challenging content. It's one of the things that I enjoy partaking.
You know what I was wearing there, right? It's the Crown of Wills from patch 9.2. But yeah, no, this is actually like... This is so fucking good, and I'm so glad that they're doing this, because like this is something also that Final Fantasy does. Does Burger King still give out crowns? You know what? I like one day next time I do an IRL stream, I'll drive over to a Burger King and I'll ask for one. Okay, I'll tell them that it's like my dog's birthday, and so it's like I have a pet squirrel and it's his birthday. So we've got to do it. They do. Well, it probably depends on the Burger King. And anyway, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, the fact that like in Final Fantasy, like I can go back straight up. Like I've done most of Alexander Savage. Min eye level, no echo. I don't know if people have seen this before because I haven't done like the Heaven's Ward full review yet. We are on Alexander 8 Savage, which is a real cock. Let's say that. It is a real cock. So in the process of that, we've gone through all the other ones though, and it's been crazy how challenging the game is, even for something that's that old. And I love that. I think that's such a massive accomplishment. That's so good. Like I'm so happy about that, man. I really am. Brute Justice, bro. I'm gonna be honest. We're in the phase where we don't even know what that is. I know it comes out later because I've done normal mode, but like, yeah, I don't even know what Brute Justice is yet.
It. I like doing the most difficult content the game has to offer. It's what's exciting for me as a player, and even if you're someone that doesn't partake in those activities, I think a lot of people appreciate the idea that, hey, my game does have these very difficult raids. Yeah. But with that is when you have all of this misinformation that it's so difficult and good luck finishing these raids, and WoW players stand no chance in these raids. WoW raids are easy because they have these...
Can't wait for the Final Fantasy furries to not even be able to do normal mode. Oh my god, it's gonna be so funny. That's what it's gonna be like, guys.
They tell you exactly what to do, and it's this whole cringe war of my game is harder than your game, and you see it with Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft during the race to World First, and it's going to be no different in Lost Ark. The truth is, the people that are telling you this, very, very, very few of them have actually done the raids.
No, they haven't. And whenever Stoopzz says they haven't done the raids, what he means is that they haven't done the raids in either game. Like, they did normal mode ICC back in 2011, which, by the way, Cataclysm came out in 2010. So that's what they, that's where they're at. That's where they're coming from. Yeah, they play Terra, or they're actually RuneScape players.
I remember getting advice from somebody, and then I asked them, I was like, you know what, like, what raids have you done? Just because I was generally curious. And this guy was eons behind where I was at. I'm like, well, why are you giving me advice,
Well, it's the same people that they fucking... It's like they'll watch football, and they'll be like, you know what, Tom Brady, man, he really doesn't know what he's doing. He's got no fucking idea how this shit works. Like, he just keeps making mistakes, man. What the fuck does he know? And so, yeah, I know exactly what do you mean. And I love, the thing is, like, what's so good about this is that on the WoW forums, you get to look at their armory. So you have people that complain, they're like, oh man, dude, we can't have Matt the Looter back. If we have Matt the Looter back, they gonna be stealing all our loot, man. That's what happened to me back in the day. And you go back in the day for them? There is no back in the day. They started playing the game in Mists of Pandaria. They did LFR twice. Like, you don't even fucking know what you're talking about. Shut up. And that's the way these people think. And, like, you could just look at their fucking armory and immediately opinion discarded.
That's what I realized.
Yeah.
So, I don't like this idea of gatekeeping people by scaring them
it's
into
just
saying,
bullshit.
how difficult the game really is. I would say one of the flaws of the game is not the difficult content. It's that one of the things that I'd like to see the game improve on is cutting down on some of the bloat. I think the game does suffer from some bloat that will be overwhelming to a newer player. I think
that anybody who's a new MMO player is going to get overwhelmed by Lost Ark. And I think that anybody who's a new MMO player is going to get overwhelmed by World of Warcraft. And I think that anybody who's a new MMO player is going to get overwhelmed by Final Fantasy XIV. Because MMOs are huge. They have so many systems. There's so much going on in them. And because of that, I think that it can be overwhelming for, like, imagine, and all of this is fucking pales in comparison to PoE. Yeah, I mean, absolutely this is the case. I'm not getting overwhelmed. I think a lot of people are. Like, maybe you've played other RPG games, so it's easier for you to understand. Or maybe you don't even know what you're doing, and you think you're not being overwhelmed because you don't know what half the menus do. But, like, what I'm saying is, or maybe you're just, okay, maybe you're super smart, and you know everything about the game, and you're better than us. But listen, what I'm trying to get at here is that a lot of people get overwhelmed by this shit because it's overwhelming. Like, getting into a new MMO is way more complex than playing like many other games, much more simple games like Hades, right? Like, go play Hades, you can get it pretty much immediately. You go play Dark Souls, even in a lot of ways it can be, you get it immediately. But with something like this, it's so complex for a lot of people.
There's too many currencies that exist in the game, and this is similar for World of Warcraft too. If you're a new player hopping into WoW today, there's too many currencies. There's too many mats and materials, and it just becomes overwhelming. Your inventory instantly fills up, and in Lost Ark, it's very similar to that.
Yeah,
I think they could combine a lot of the grenades and battle items into one item that do several things instead of...
Yeah, I have the same problem in Final Fantasy. It's one of the reasons why I have a lot of things in my inventory, because I don't know which things are worth value and which ones are not. I don't know what they are. Like, I have, like, for example, like, I know what a few of the items are that have value. Like, I have, the pumpkins from finishing Palace of the Dead. And, I know not to vendor those. But there's other things that I'm not 100% sure on. You know what I mean? Because I don't know for sure. And, like, I don't want to look up every single little thing. So I think there's a lot of people that are probably in my position.
Several different grenades for different
inventory
aspects
management
of the game. Although it's nice to have those complexities, I think it is overwhelming for a new player. And even with tripods and gems and engravings and gear sets, although they introduce them to you in a linear fashion, I think for a newer player, it could be overwhelming. And that's where I would say Lost Ark is an enthusiast game. That's the difficulty in terms of getting into the game, is understanding and grasping all of that. When I got into the game, there was none of that. There was no materials online because there wasn't that much information surrounding the game at the time, and now there's so much.
I thought that was really fun, like, to get into a game. Like, this is what I like this about New World whenever it first came out. And, like, anytime that you can play a new game whenever it releases, it's so fun because you have all of these. You become a stranger in a strange land. And it feels good. You don't know what the meta is. It's like, wow, this ability is really cool. What do you guys think that I should go with? It's like, well, I don't know. Go with 3. I don't know. Go with 1. You know, who the fuck has any idea? You'll get that feeling with Elden Ring. See, like, I'm worried that I won't get that feeling with Elden Ring because of all the network testing and all the testing that people had done ahead of time. I'll tell you guys, with Elden Ring, I have not done any. I've watched, like, I think 3 videos about Elden Ring, and one, it was like a boss. It was like, I thought it looked cool, so I watched the video. That was literally it, because I didn't want to play it and spoil myself at all.
But I think a lot of you will have a much easier time. And I've made several videos and provided resources for you guys, so you should check that out, because I think it will be helpful for those new players getting into the game. But if you're somebody that has done competitive raiding in another MMO, you will do just fine in Lost Ark. It will be a different raiding experience. It'll be difficult for you because you're not used to the mechanics and you're not used to playing that style of gameplay, right? Maybe you've come from Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft. It's a different game. But over time, if you're a gamer, 100%. You'll do just fine. And if you're someone that has done more casual content in another MMO, you can expect similar results. However, in Lost Ark, you will be rewarded for that. Okay? With that being said, I want to make this very clear. With the game coming out, you know, the game's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be for everybody, whether you don't like
not game. No, not game. Fucking every game ain't for everybody, right? Because the thing is, you know, a game that was made to be for everybody? World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King was made to be for everybody. And what did it do? It ended up alienating the original audience. It ended up removing the value and the prestige of the interest of the game, and it made it to where the thing that got people to play the game then became something that they didn't want to do anymore. And it's the same thing that, like, for example, Minecraft. Let's move away from the example, because people are trying to, like, think too much about the example. Let's say this, right? I think a video game should be developed with a target audience in mind, and just because people from outside of that target audience come in and tell you that you should be making the game or developing the game differently, that doesn't mean that you should. And to a certain extent, sometimes that it means that you should not, because getting those people into the game through that way could indirectly become alienating to the other people in the game. Does that make more sense? Because that's really what the issue is. So you don't want to end up alienating your original audience by trying to make a bigger and bigger audience. Like for me, for example, right? Let's talk about, like, streaming. Like, which game has a bigger audience? World of Warcraft or Minecraft? Minecraft does. It just does. But, you know, I play World of Warcraft, I play, like, Final Fantasy, because I know that's what you guys want to see. So sometimes just, like, shooting for theoretically the biggest audience isn't necessarily what the best option for a channel is. You see what I'm saying? So it's true on, like, a personal level with streams. It's true on a personal level with a lot of things.
Content the game has to offer. Maybe you do find the content to get difficult early on in Tier 1 or Tier 2, because some of those Guardian raids, they're not easy. Maybe you don't like the over-the-head camera angle. Maybe you don't like the monetization of the game and the fact that you can buy gold and then buy mats with that, and that might upset you. Right? There's tons of things about the game that you may not like, but there's a lot of things about the game that I personally do like, which is why I've been so vocal about my enjoyment in the game, because I think it's a great game for a lot of people that are looking for a new MMO, and it's free to play, so you've got really nothing to lose in giving it a shot. Now, with that being said, I do want to thank so many of you guys for being who have been so supportive of my channel this past year. My channel has grown a lot. My Twitch channel has grown a lot.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of Stoopzz videos.
Some of my videos
recently
did so well that a lot of people
I think
were
Stoopzz
saying that I was
this
Amazon shill or this Smilegate shill because I was speaking so.
I remember this. And people were even accusing him in my chat. I remember a specific argument that I got into with a viewer that they thought he was being paid for his opinions on the game. And what it came down to was, well, if you don't know he's being paid, well, maybe you getting paid too, huh? I see through you.
highly of Lost Ark, but it's just because I really like the game. I wasn't paid to make those videos.
There it is.
I just like the game. But now, because of those videos doing so well and so many people were supporting those, they did reach out to me to partner with them for the launch of the game and their drop event on Twitch. So I'll be part of that. And
they actually did the same thing. Like, this is the thing with me, right? Is they got me involved with this too. And I said it yesterday, right? But huge fucking shout out to Amazon. They did me a huge solid getting me into the drop event and all that. Yeah, he's actually getting paid? Well, yeah. No, I don't know. Like, they didn't pay me. Like, they didn't give me any money. I didn't get any money. I just get drops and that's it.
Team that I'll be partaking with or working alongside of for the launch of the game, where we'll have like rewards, and my team's pretty stacked, and I'm sure you guys will hear more details about that when it does come out, whenever you see this video. So thank you guys so much for that, because it does feel pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, for me, I've been grinding, making videos and stuff like that for quite some time. And, you know, I remember I had to win a beta key for BFA so I could make videos for World of Warcraft in a Swifty giveaway, because I couldn't get a beta key for BFA. And to go from that,
bro, that's a fucking struggle story right there. Having to fucking win a beta key from Swifty in order to make videos for BFA. God damn.
Yes. It feels pretty good, man. After just making a couple of videos and creating content now for this game, it feels really damn good. Also, thank you guys who have been supporting my YouTube channel as well. You know, I'm close to 100,000 subscribers, and you know, if you like my content, consider subscribing so I can get that like little play button thing, so I can show that to my mom, because
it's right over there.
She's always giving me crap for making YouTube videos, so that'd be cool to share that with her. Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any questions, you can check out my live stream somewhere here on the screen.
There it is.
And I'd be more than willing to answer them. As always, I appreciate all of your time. And I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah, there you guys go. There's the video. Give him a sub. He's pretty close to 100K. I think he'll probably hit 100K at least before the end of the year. Probably before half of the year is over.